Hello, ladies. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the first step in the 8-step pattern for success that I mentioned earlier in the week. So, define your dream and get a burning desire for its achievement is step number 1 in the 8-step pattern for success. So, it's kind of important to know also, who do you listen to, and that you don't know what you don't know. For example, when I was a little girl, I had a burning desire to be a veterinarian. Well, my well-meaning parents in the moment told me, no, I couldn't do that, be a veterinarian, because I was a girl and I wasn't smart enough. So, next thing I decided I wanted to do was be a dancer. They said, no, you can't do that. If you break your leg, you won't be able to support yourself. Okay, so I became a dancing nurse with 7 dogs. I get to do plenty of care for doggies to my heart's desire. Well, now I have a new burning desire. I'm fortunate to have good support in my life and be around other people that are often thinking about the answer to this question. If money and time were no object and there was no fear of failure, what would you want to do? Have you had a chance to think about that? Well, just this last week, I thought about it again, and what came to my mind is that I would like to have a sanctuary. And not a healing sanctuary exactly, but kind of. Because I've been a hospice nurse for many years, 11 years, and a nurse in other ways for more than 22 years, I've become very comfortable being present for the whole dying process. So that would be my vision. A place where a family could learn how to be present to their loved ones and know what to expect at that time of life. I found it's very comforting to the family to know what to do, how to be with somebody as they're going through changes at those last weeks of life. So that would be one idea that I have. So define your dream, get a burning desire for its achievement. So my sanctuary for the dying would be a well-lit place with lots of plants and dogs. Now this is just a little aside, but you may be interested, maybe some of you are dog lovers as well, that dogs are the only animals that have endorphins, feel-good hormones, that are released when they get petted. That hormone, as some of us might know from breastfeeding days, is called oxytocin. And dogs are the only ones that release that when they get petted. So it's really beneficial to the dogs and to humans to have that contact with each other. So my healing sanctuary for the dying would be well lit with lots of plants and dogs at peace, and family members that are able to learn and understand and care for their loved ones without getting burnt out, without being stressed, and being present in the present moment. That's what I really like about being with people that are dying. There's not much pretense, and the present moment is what we have with them. So we really can value that moment of simply being in the presence of that person. And most people, truth be told, do die in the same way that they lived their life. So if they lived a life of gratitude, that's generally how they die. If they lived a life of being angry, that's often how they'll die. And just like birth, death has some very specific stages that we all go through. And I think it's helpful for people to know what to expect and what those stages look like. So often for someone that has cancer or Alzheimer's or some other end-of-life kind of disease like renal failure or heart failure or something like that, it's often kind of a wasting disease towards the end of their life. And that can be seen by decreased appetite, increased sleeping, changes in circulation, and those kinds of things. So often one of the first ways of teaching and helping people to understand how to be with their loved ones, since we're so cultured to feed each other as a way of showing love to each other, there's a lot of tips that can be had around the whole caring for someone in thoughtful ways around the whole food issue, because food just doesn't have the same value to someone that's at the end of their life. So hydration is important for the last few weeks, and 6 small meals can often be more appropriate than 3 large meals. And even things like fruit and ice cream and pudding and jello can be cottage cheese. Depends on each person's preference. It's good to continue to give people as much choice as possible. It's easy to forget for some people that choice is still important, even to the very last moment. And herbal teas sometimes can be helpful for someone that likes to drink things, like peppermint and chamomile, and other combinations can be helpful. Things like eggs and soup, and again, juice bars, anything soft and light, and being flexible with the timing for the food. Sometimes someone may want and be fine to eat at 2 or 4 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night. So being flexible and attentive to what the person's needs and preferences are. Sometimes the presentation and just little bits of food. Presentation meaning like colored placemats or plates or crystal glass or some lemon or some mint to kind of dress it up and make it just more fun, especially if nausea is a factor. You might want to think about more like cold foods, because hot foods sometimes have stronger smells and make it more uncomfortable for people to even think about wanting to eat. So that's just one little thought for people dying. Now, there's lots of other things that we could talk about, like circulation changes and breathing changes. You might even hear my old dog breathing in the background. He's 15 years old and he's making some changes himself. So being with people that are dying is a unique experience every time. Whatever their age, whatever their life experience, they definitely bring that with them. And I think that might be enough for now. So I just wanted to introduce define your dream and get a burning desire for its achievement, even if other people think that your dream's a little odd. You know, we're each a unique person, and my dream for having a sanctuary for the dying might not seem what many of you would like, but it definitely touches my heart, and the idea of it brings me joy and balance to feel that I can be of value in a unique way to people. And I think that's it. So have a great week. Hope this was helpful, and let me know. I'll talk to you about the second step in the 8 pattern for success next time. Bye-bye.